Hi, this is Christopher Jones with Authentic Leader, where we bring out the best in new leaders. This is the daily digest that I call Authentic Tips. These are tips that you can apply either today or sometime later this week to make the most of your day and actually be more effective and productive in your life. Now this week we are continuing our conversation. I'm actually at the Capitol grounds for the state of Virginia. And where I'm standing right now is very interesting. This is actually a small monument that indicates on the highways and the streets that all indicate how many miles is it to Richmond. It all comes back to this exact point in Virginia, or actually in Richmond. So when you see 50 miles to Richmond, it's all talking about going exactly to this point specifically. So those of you that may know me, I'm a little bit of a map freak. I love geography, I love maps. I had maps covering my walls when I was in high school. So this is something that definitely pertains to me and I find interesting. So you might find it boring, I'm sorry if you do, but I think it's pretty cool. We are continuing our conversation about making next year your very best year ever. And one of the concepts I want to share with you is a concept that Brian Tracy shares, and he calls it eating that frog. What he does is, we talked about yesterday identifying what's the one or two things you absolutely need to do. And what Brian Tracy describes is that everybody has a frog in their day. In other words, that one thing you just simply don't want to do. It's at the greatest risk of procrastinating or getting pushed to the side or just simply not getting done. And Brian Tracy goes so far as to say, identify what is the frog that you need to eat today. When you identify that frog, he suggests that when you get up in the morning, before you do email, before you get onto social media, before you get onto the internet, before you turn on the TV, before you watch the news or the newspaper, anything like that, he says, eat that frog. Before you do anything, eat that frog, get that thing out of the way, get it done. What ends up happening is the rest of your day ends up being icing on the cake. You can go to bed at the end of the day and say, you know what, I accomplished something significant today because I ate my frog. And when I do that, I find that I have just greater productivity. To have that thing behind me and done just feels fantastic. So as a concept for you to consider, what's your frog tomorrow? What's the one frog you need to eat? And what's the first thing you're gonna do to make sure you eat that frog? Make sure you go to my website, ChristopherRJones.com/download 1216 to download the companion copy that goes with this with these series of videos this entire month. If you have followed along with these videos or whether you haven't, the PDF can still stand alone, but you can always go back and listen to the videos as well. But I encourage you to do that. Get your copy today. Make sure you come back tomorrow as we finish out. We've got 2 more of these videos to go to the end of the year. In the meantime, make sure you bring out the best in your leadership.